And I said, she's in there talking to Uncle Tom.
Which one of the kids
thank
have
you,
got?
honey.
You're not the Molly.
And,
Merry Christmas.
oh, you're welcome. She'll be out here early. You're welcome. So you think. But anyhow.
He said, oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, she said, you're welcome. You're supposed to say thank you.
That's from, did your mom make that?
Yeah.
Your mom, Sue made it.
I asked Gert, I said,
Where are you shooting from, John?
which one of the kids have you got there? I don't have any kids here.
No.
I said, well, who answered the phone?
Rosie,
Who
stop.
came on the phone? She said, that was me. And I said, oh, well, I could have swore they said, hello, and Christi, how are you? I said, you know. It wasn't. She said it wasn't her either, but I know there was somebody on that phone. Sounds like.
Barb will come down and take you to the store if you need something. No, I don't think I need anything. I think I'm going to walk.
She was.
Okay. Then later on I called her because I thought, well, when they picked, when they picked Toots up, and I thought, well, if she wanted to come up, we'll do. Oh, I just got back. I walked down the Snook Center.
Yeah.
Great. My foot feels fine. And
Hey, that's what she
I
said.
got everything, I says, okay, Gert. I said, then the kids are, she said, now if you're going to ask me to come up, she says, I think I'll stay home.
Yeah,
That's how everybody is right.
She don't know it, but you see, when I was walking in back of her, I turned right around Alabama and Fasten, and I looked, that looks like Gertie, and walking real slow, and about three times she stopped, and the wrist lock, and put the bags down.
On Grand Avenue?
Yeah, on Fasten.
Oh, when you come
Coming home, she didn't know I was the back of her, and I didn't know. I took her, guess that looks like 30, sure enough. But she got up on the steps, and I came out and said, well, where have you been? I said, oh, I see, I don't have to ask. You've been to Snook. She said, yeah. She said, I got everything but the meat. She said, I got to get the meat Saturday. And she bought too much, she got held up.
I heard, I can't tell, because
She
Carly
can't do
takes
anything
her
to
shopping, and she knows that Carly would take her shopping, And she didn't.
Yeah, one time when I went with her, holy cow, she bought a 5-pound bag of sack of potatoes.
I know she
walked them home, and who ended up carrying it? Me.
Hey, we're going to let Aunt Gertie say.
Hey, that's why Aunt Loretta's around.
I take my shopping bag with me. I take the big shopping bag with me just in case she buys so much. I got to put some in my bag, because I know she's
Get everybody?
buy too much,
Yeah.
And I said, oh, here.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, Sue, come down there, Sue.
I'll get Mommy in there, too. She's one of the aunts.
No. All right, Carrie. Okay, that's fine.
Make sure you get out the car.
Hi, Carrie.
Merry Christmas.
Uncle Carl is fine where he is, Barbie.
No, I said make sure they get it. I didn't say.
We would not miss.
I know, that's what I said. Yes, don't forget any more.
You want Christy and Emer over there?
Christy and Amy,
We're
get up
fine
here.
right here, aren't we?
Get over there. Get over there before he bounces you a few times.
There, honey. Look, if your anchor gets a picture
How's
of
your
her,
round?
where's the
No, not her. That was my
This thing is next.
Get Jared one of the ice box.
Get Jared. Jared's always in the icebox. How little?
Come on.
So little. Oh, look at that. She's got a smile. She's got a teeth. Look.
Why, we're smiling, Uncle Carl.
Colorado, Uncle.
Only for a little while longer.
I'm trying to figure out who looks like who.
All right. Who looks like who?
Wait till you see her baby. He looks exactly like Mercy.
No, I don't think so.
The baby?
I look like my
Got it?
daddy.
They all say she looks like me, but
He's got it.
No, I want to come over here to Amy and Christy.
she looks like
You
you.
look just like
Come on, Amy. Give me that big look.
Good, we're through with our picture.
Well, you gotta put your lips up.
Hey, Barbara Lee Lewis. Come on,
What,
Christy.
Christy?
Come on, Christy.
I know what I look like.
Well, you have to tell me where she ended.
Oh, we got... She ended lots of places.
Well, let's see, I went to Panama to work on the Madden Dam in about July of 1934, and I came back in November of 34. So I worked on her, I guess, about 6 months, and then I came back, and I went to work out at the Winfield Dam in Winfield, Missouri, where I worked about 3 years.
You were a dam worker, huh?
No.
Yeah, they talked about you all the time. They said Uncle Carl, he was a dam worker.
Then I left the Winfield Dam and went to work up in Louisiana, Missouri on the dam up there.
Well, you worked on 3 dams, so why weren't you a dam worker?
Well, I worked on more than 3 dams. I worked on the Alton Dam, I worked on the Winfield Dam, the dam at Louisiana, Missouri, and I worked on the dam in Panama.
Did you ever have to work below the water?
No, never below the water, always above it. The dam in Panama on one side was 360 feet above the roadway.
Mm.
And I never will forget that job. I had a colored boy for a laborer. His name was a Skipper. And I asked him one day, I said, Skipper, if I drop my saw down there, would you go after it? He said, no, said Mr. Call. I said, hey, wait a minute here. If I fell down there, would you go after me? He said, yes, sir, Mr. Call, I would. And it was a long drop. On top of that, there was alligators down there.
Well, you didn't have to worry about the alligators. I guarantee you that.
The alligators coming down on the upstream side of the dam. That was fun working down there. I got to work with one of those safety belts, which lets you jump around like a little monkey without fear of falling down. You know, you were hooked onto the forms that were there. I enjoyed the work down there. Although some days you'd go to work 7 o'clock in the morning, it was pouring down raining, and you'd keep on working. You couldn't quit working. You just keep working. You'd go into your bib for nails, and you'd come out with a handful of water and about 3 or 4 nails. But then, after the sun would come out, maybe in 15 or 20 minutes, everything would dry up. And if you didn't dry out, you took your clothes into to your room, and you had what they call a heat closet. And they had about a 250-watt bulb in there. And it was all insulated, so you just hang your overalls and all your clothes in there. And the next morning, if they were dry, you put them on. If they're wet, you put them on too. It didn't make any difference. And out you go to work again. But in their rainy season down there, that's what happens. Just rain, rain, rain. In the dry season, which isn't too long, then they don't have any rain. And then I came back and went to work at the Winfield Dam. From there, I went up to Louisiana, Missouri, worked on that dam, came back and went to work back on the Winfield Dam.
Any of your brothers ever worked with you on this?
No. And then I became real active in the union.
Union activist, huh?
I wouldn't say that. I was active.
How long ago was that? A year or what?
1935.
1935.
And then after about 15 years, I became a qualified and well-paid representative. And I stayed on that until 1950, I was elected to the Board of Representatives, and I stayed on that job till 1966, and then I became the assistant secretary treasurer of the St. Louis Carpenters District Council. And I stayed on that until 1972. When at the age of 65, I retired. And I've never had so much fun in all my life. I enjoyed my retirement.
What about World War II? What did you do in World War II? Tell us a quick World War II story, any World War II story.
I got my basic training at Jefferson Barracks. And after 90 days of basic training, I was shipped over. My outfit was shipped over to Swansea, Wales. We landed at Swansea in the middle of the night, raining like everything. And from there, after several months, we went over into Oxford, England. We were stationed there for about 6 months, and then we were put into an outfit with the 9th Air Force, which was a repair outfit. And our outfit, we were then shipped into Belgium. After we were in Belgium, we would meet, our outfit would pick up all the fighters and the bombers.
But what about all those wild women you met over there?
I don't know. There was a lot of them over there. But I wasn't married then. But anyway, our outfit would pick up all the bombers that were crippled, and they'd land at the airport in Liège, Belgium, for repairs, and then we'd repair them enough for them to get back to their base in England. And our outfit, we had stationed at our outfit was the fighters, 47s and 51. They would escort the bombers on into Germany and do their bombing, and then come back to our base. And we were in with the Battle of the Bulge. Our outfit had packed all our equipment, was ready to take off, had our field was all loaded to blow up. As soon as we pulled out, we were going to blow the field up and all the equipment that we left there. And then they got an order to hold it. They had moved a Limey division up into right east of Belgium there. I guess it was east. And that they were sort of holding that we should stand by. And we never did move out of Liège. Well, we moved out of Liège, but we didn't move for about 2 or 3 weeks. Then finally we moved, after the Battle of the Bulge, we moved into Germany, to Dettenberg, Germany, and that's where, as far as I was concerned, the battle ended.
Did you do any real fighting, or
No.
all support?
Bombing,
all support work.
Our field was buzz bombed quite a bit,
Mm-hmm.
but
You weren't no face to face.
We had several of our fellows were killed that were in the way when the buzz bombs came in.
Yeah.
We were right in Buzz Bomb Alley.
Mm-hmm.
You burned the light out.
Hey, you get a warm, huh, Carl?
Thing you know about Grandpa.
Grandpa.
Here, you can get that light up higher, Carl. We got plenty of light as long as you just light the room a little bit. Yeah, that's plenty of light.
As far as I can remember, he worked for his half-brother, who was a contractor in South St. Louis. And while he was at the age of 19, he was still serving his apprenticeship, and his brother, half-brother, paid him his $5 a month, and he spent it. And rather than go home and tell his mother to join the Army, Spanish-American War. He was in the Spanish-American War for about 9 months, I believe. And then after he came back, and then he got married and began producing children.
Making babies.
13.
In how many years?
13. I guess in about 17 years. 13 children.
When was the first one born? Who was the first one?
First one was Josephine.
Do you remember all of them? Because Mom doesn't even remember all of them.
Well, you see, I don't remember Josephine because she didn't live too long, but I remember living.
What did she die of?
She died about a year or two after birth, which had to be 1901. Then came Lillian, and then came Bill, and then came...
What happened to Lillian?
She died of the influenza. After my mother died in 1918, during the influenza ban, mother died during the influenza ban. Lillian, who was 19, was going to take care of the home. She died a month after Mom died. And in between the two of them, our grandpa died. That was Grandpa Ryder's father.
What was his name?
Henry.
Henry Ryder?
Henry Ryder, right.
Now, he came over on the boat?
He came from Germany, and he was an admirer of Kaiser Wilhelm. And during the war, he was stationed, they only allowed him to go within about 3 or 4 blocks of the house because of his, I don't know what you would call it, calling it so much in favor of the Kaiser.
Yeah.
He lived for Kaiser. He thought the Kaiser was the greatest man in the world. Kaiser Wilhelm was the greatest man in the world. So he got, I don't know how he would say it, he could only go about 3 blocks from the house. And 3 blocks, that 3 blocks was up to the saloon.
You was a drinker too, huh?
Yeah. And he worked for the city when I knew him. Before that, I think he was a cod carrier. Pop was a carpenter.
Well, go ahead, Don. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. You had Lillian?
Yes, he was a skilled craftsman.
I need a little more light, Carl.
Loved to drink. And one incident I remember in particular I'd like to tell you about, our brother Bill. He was working with my dad on a garage they were building on Gravine Tyrolean. And my dad told him to mark something, and he said, I don't have a pencil. And Grandpa said to him, why don't you have a pencil? He said, well, you don't pay me enough to buy pencils. And he got fired.
His dad fired him?
And a week later, he went down and joined the Army down at Jefferson Barracks. He joined the Peacetime Boy Scouts. So they called, my Grandpa Ryder called him. That was the end of his career as a carpenter.
Now, he was number 3. You had Lillian and Bill.
Josephine Lillian.
Josephine, Lillian, Bill. Now, what did he die of?
I don't know what the hell he did.
When did he die?
1932, I guess.
Okay, and who was next?
Uncle Carl.
Uncle Carl. The first one to last, huh? The first one with any staying power.
And then came...
when were you born?
1907.
1907, okay.
October the 4th. Then come Aunt Gert.
You were a Libra, huh?
And then come Johnny, yeah.
Now,
Johnny.
Johnny had the baseball accident.
He was always killed playing baseball. And then come Toots.
Did you know Johnny? Well, you knew Johnny pretty well then, because
Yeah, heck yeah.
he and him were...
He's the guy that beat up on Terry Moore. Knocked the hell out of Terry Moore before he got to be a big league ball player in a ball game. He was rough.
And then came... Well, then you had Aunt Gert and Johnny. Then what? Then who?
And then Toots.
Yeah.
And then Leonard. And then Hilda. And then Loretta. And then Raymond. He was born in February 2nd, 1918. And I think my mother died in about November of 1918.
All right, now when did you take care of the kids? You took care of the kids for a while?
Well, I think Gert take care of the kids, and I worked whenever I could.
Mm-hmm.
Gert took care of the kids in the house. Oh, I used to whack them every once in a while when they got off base.
That ain't way I heard.
Just to get their attention.
Yeah.
What do you remember about Grandma? You knew her for
I don't remember
almost
too much.
9 years, 10 years, 11 years?
I don't remember too much about my mother other than that she worked hard. And she was always taking care of the babies.
What kind of, was she very patient with them, or was she very tough with them?
She was happy-go-lucky like your mother.
Ah.
They were a pair. The rest of them aren't like that.
Ah.
Yeah, let's see. Leonard was quite an athlete at high school. He, I think he got 12 letters at Cleveland High, 4 in baseball, 4 in football, and 4 in basketball. He's got his name inscribed on the Yale Bowl, and he was known as Gabby to all his friends.
What were you known as?
It's Leonard.
You were known as Leonard?
The Bull.
You were Bull, huh? There wasn't nothing tacked on the end there, was there?
Well, some people put that on. Yeah, some people did. No, I got that name when I was about 6 or 7 years old. We were out at a picnic. It was during the Bull Moose days when the first Roosevelt was president. And I remember one of my uncles, I had went over and sneak a drink out of a beer can. And one of my uncles had seen me. And he told it about me, and I denied it, and he called me a little bull moose. And from then on, the name Bull hung with me. And it's gone now, though.
That far back, that bull stuck with you?
Yeah.
I just thought you got that when you was after your business.
I thought, yeah, when you became a business agent. That's what bull business agents are known for.
I sort of lost it when I was business.
A little more respect, huh?
They called me Mister.
Mr. Bull.
No, I had that name years and years.
Gee, I always thought it was just recently, you know.
But Grandpa was born in America, huh?
Yes.
Where's he? Right in St. Louis?
Sure he was.
When was he born? Now,
So his discharge papers, I think in 1877.
1877, huh?
So his discharge papers say.
Where did he live? Do you know?
Well, he was raised around the old Trinity Church down on 8th and Soulard. whole family belonged to it. I think he was eliminated from school down there for doing some mean little things.
Eliminated, huh?
Yeah. Well, discharge.
Discharge.
Expelled is what they call it now.
Right.
Those days they just kicked you out.
You either wanted an education or you didn't. If you didn't want it, you didn't have to have it, did you?
Right.
Yeah. Anybody else got any fantastic questions here?
I can't think of any.
Yeah, we're in good shape. That's good.
Our grandmother was born in Switzerland and came over to the United States with her father, whose name was Cease, and married our grandmother over here, and I don't know what her name was. And my mother had 2 half-sisters and 2 half-brothers.
Your mother did?
Yeah. Okay.
Now, your mother came from Switzerland?
Right. So my mother married my dad, who was an uncle, to 2 of the boys that married 2 of my mother's sisters.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Come on now. You got to go slower on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. My dad,
Yes. Bill Ryder.
Bill Ryder, had 2 nephews
2 nephews.
from a half-brother, Rickman. So they were my uncles through marriage, and they married 2 of my mother's sisters, Lizzie and Emma Cease.
How do you spell cease? Do you know?
S-U-E-S-S.
S-U-E-S-S.
So I don't know what the hell that would make us, you know? How you make that relation out?
Is Lizzie the one that used to live over in Louisiana?
No,
Lizzie?
that was my dad's sister.
Oh.
But my mother's 2 sisters, and the one cousin still lives out on Lockville, Emma Rickman, that's Collie Rickman. He's about 82, I guess. And I don't know how you would make that, you know, fix that up.
I don't either.
There's 2 nephews.
But Sophie was born...
And an uncle and 2 nephews married 3 sisters.
Okay. And so...
Sophie Cease was born, my mother was born in Switzerland. Her dad...
And her mother died in Switzerland.
Her mother died in Switzerland, right. My grandfather brought my mother over here and then got married in St. Louis. And from that marriage, he had 2 boys and 2 girls. Dolphy and Johnny Cease, Lizzie and Emma Cease.
Okay. And Sophie was...
My mother.
When was she... Do you know when she was born?
It must have been the 1870s. Yeah, I think 1879.
You don't know where exactly, though, in Switzerland.
No.
Small country, though.
Why don't you come have a drink with us?
Yeah, well,
Oh, this is interesting. We're just...
It is really.
make the light off a while.
Drinks and they make up their own songs.
That's right. She made it through her little reading with no mistakes.
Right.
The only reason it was kind of hard to get through was because all the kids were leaving to go to the
Do I care? Do I care? Here's why. Get some pictures, Ken. What our camera, we haven't taken any kind of pictures.
What was that, Ken? What'd you say, Ken?
I'll take the camera. I was yawning.
Did you see all that gold?
Day by day,
How much wine have you had?
No! Mom!
I don't want to get through with it.
No!
Stay right there.
It's a little card.
Did you call my mom's fatty? Where's Becca? What? Oh, my mom's fatty.
Go see Mama.
Hey, Becca, look at me. Hey, Becca.
She calls me fat, so
Well, what can I say?
No.
Owen.
You too. Why don't you get
Did
back
you
here
go
by
to the
Jared
bookstore?
and I'll take your picture, okay?
There's a God bookstore.
Move back.
God store, like a bookstore.
back.
A God store?
Guys go to all the right places.
How about a religious store?
Molly, get back over
They
here.
make one up.
Go stand by Kelly,
Religious
okay?
store, is that what you mean?
Okay, Molly, turn around.
It's like a
Hey, you want to sit here?
Molly, turn around.
Molly, look at cousin Ken.
Oh, yeah.
Molly, oh, Molly.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Hey.
Who's this from?
Gee whiz, the kid can't get the box
Turn the
open.
box.
What you do, Barb?
Oh, you think of every kind of gift, I swear.
Hey, Becca, you're in the way. Get out of the way.
It's shut.
It's a nice box.
It's a great box.
The president is nothing, but the
Mighty
box.
strong box.
Pretty, thank
Ooh,
you.
let's see.
Silver cross. Sound effects? Ooh. All right. Yeah.
Let me see if we
Watch the camera.
pretty.
Okay.
Did you get them, Ken?
Mom, what are these roses doing?
Where's it from?
Yellow card there.
Eating on
Oh, I got 2 pictures left now. Is that okay?
1, 2, 3. All right. Good.
Let me see it, Christy.
Around, let everybody
It's a
else see
heart
it.
with a cross. It's the Lutheran
Big
emblem.
off.
Oh.
Let me see it.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
just got
pretty.
me.
Oh, it's a lapel pin. Yeah, the
She's
right
off.
here.
Becca, smile.
I mean, are you a little dirtball? You
got
might
it?
as well just will that outfit to posterity, because there's no way I can shout that out. That was their only designer
And
outfit.
that's not for how many times.
Oh, here we go
And if it is, you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, what are we doing?
Pick it.
You're slipping.
Oh, no, we gotta go, okay? Oh, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh! And she's all
That's what
right.
your mother said you should have.
Coming down the old
Come on, put it on.
Let me see it. She has to have silver, huh? Is that what she likes, silver?
She likes silver.
Okay. Can I open
She
this
should
shit?
give her 1. Then she could
Hold it
add
down
those
on the
on,
floor.
years later.
Julie.
How many times? What?
Score. Barb, look at her necklace.
Oh, I see it all.
Oh!
And this kid is really hot.
Uncle Harry.
That is pretty. Is that a gold rose?
What happened to this?
I've been cheating.
Ooh, those are pretty.
Let me see it, Jed.
Hey, let me ask you, is this the dog toy?
No, not that.
But she's had her shots.
And Brad liked it.
Did you give that to Brad?
No, I didn't give it to him. He just had it and he was gnawing at it. I saw the chewed up bone. I steered clear of that.
Right.
Oh dear. Please don't tell Grandma. to
Which one? Which toy was it?
Which toy? The one I just threw over to the left. See, no, that doesn't have a gold rose. That's a heart.
Oh, look. Aunt Carlene, it matches the one you gave me.
What's around the...
Oh, did I get you one like that?
Barb, not like this.
Barbara,
but-
what's around the heart?
Let me see it,
Is that a rose?
Christy.
But it didn't
What
have the
flower?
same-
Christy, what's it look like?
Got a gold rose.
I should have.
Christy, what's it look like?
It's the meaning of that It's emblem, two and I little don't have puppies it and it anymore. says a heart
Because
filled
ours
with love
was a gold
always
rose
has
at the
love to give.
fraternity. Isn't that...
Who is that?
Let's go. E. How about an E? 1,
And that's from
2, 3.
Kim.
See, there's a heart.
Let me see. What's that?
You guys are good.
Think so?
Say Joy and Kim.
What does it say?
I don't see Grandma.
It says, continue to grow.
Oh, see, I did
She
with
was
joy.
Instead of sincerely, she
Christy,
would put
okay?
joy.
Oh, yeah, I thought it said,
Where's that one?
Who's
I said it's from Joy and Kim. I don't know who they are.
What's she been drinking?
Those, Christy.
The number, maybe? That's how we have to go.
The color might be the best, you know.
What was the paper, Christy? What was on the paper, Christy?
The color must be how good
What was in the card?
You know? Boy, if anybody's got diamonds, whoa.
When you get my daughter's
I'm waiting.
Come on, you gotta
You know,
get
sweet
one for your
16,
wife.
never been kissed. Well, I'm 33 and I haven't had it.
This is your confirmation, Christy?
Isn't this a crazy family bread?
Where are they? They're supposed to be coming around. Where's the silver necklace?
got on yours?
How
many you have on yours?
They're all up there.
And I got some more money.
How about the flag in your camera?
She just got her. You got on yours, Barbie? Do I have 24?
Barbara, how many you got?
How many do I have?
Barb, you've got so many you lost count.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? But it's been a year. Now I know he's had some good times in
than that here. I don't have any more meat.
Well, do you like to fill that whole thing up?
Barbara's working on a second chain.
Oh, yeah?
This is our second chain. That's
Not until the thing is full.
Yes, Sue, yours looks pitiful compared to the rest. The fact that you have the oval is real nice, but around it.
The oval's probably at least
That was sweet.
25.
She would
Oh,
stop
yeah.
her and thank you.
Oh, well.
Barbie, you have to get one, honey.
I know, I need one. All you have to do is say thank you.
What happened?
Nothing. She wouldn't say
Let's go
thank
into
you.
our sounds. What sound are we on?
Yeah, who's saying
And I said, oh, Hilda's got nothing else to give me. Henrietta stopped.
Okay, the word is
She had one.
we didn't count. Come on, guys, you're class. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go in the kitchen and drink it. Come on,
You
go.
can't help taking charge.
Go,
Stay in
Becca.
your
Becca.
we can't mix it up all the sounds.
Right in here.
Okay,
Why not?
that's all. Thank you, everybody.
Can I make a speech?
I guess you can cut the cake.
Oh, my.
I want to put them on it.
I made the flag giving you stick. Whoa. All mine. Okay, guys. Are you gonna count? There you go. Hey, Christi, you got it. You got it. Let me cut the cake.
Oh, yeah?
Not straight at all. Won't buy me one for Father's Day. Maybe our August. And I'm the only woman here, married woman here without Ed. Oh no.
Well, yeah.
So what can we say? You know, Carly, where's yours?
These all have children. See, I'm married and don't have any kids. But like I say, I don't want that many on one. There's just about 2 or 3 of them.
And Loretta don't know the joke yet.
I have a hunch what it is. You're not kidding. You're not kidding me.
If Hilda got it, that'd be a damn simple joke.
Now that wasn't nice, right,
Are
Hart?
you walking home?
No.
You're safe, right?
I'm safe. She can't drive.
That's what it is.
Okay,
Barefoot
now everybody on the count of 3 has to say farm.
Melissa, can
1, 2, 3. You've got
I've been told she wants to learn how.
That's right.
I know, but I didn't have time.
Did we do that yet?
Yeah.
Oh, no, do it again, please.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
All right, thanks.
Hey, don't let your sister say you're too late to learn how to drive.
Take my license, I'll teach her how to drive.
You know what I told you?
We'll come with you. I thought it was.
Your Marcy, you take it that way. Hey, Barb.
As long as I can get her dressed and you're free, I'll go.
Is she not the one?
Yes, I will. You've got the money already. That's what she's got for me. You love me and then I'll take you. I don't care what I look at.
All right.